Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 18th December 2022. We have been discussing about the case history of one Napoleon Bonaparte to prove the fact that the probable coming events cast their shadows before is very right. Now, in this particular video, we shall continue our story on Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon had, as we know by now, become a corporal in the French army in the 1790s. By that time, French Revolution was on right from 1789. Napoleon was in the hotbed of intrigue, violence, chaos, distress, and anger. At that time, Napoleon took this chaotic atmosphere to try his luck in the government. He had by then become a local hero of sorts in the eyes of the disgruntled French public. On 18th November, Napoleon tried to act a coup d'etat and to throw the French rule in France at that time. There was a lot of turmoil that period. France was being ruled either by the king or by a person called Robespierre. When Napoleon tried his coup, it failed miserably. Napoleon was arrested and imprisoned. At that time, all people of Napoleon's style were being punished with death. This death was by a machine called guillotine. Napoleon was standing in a queue to be unceremoniously guillotined when genius played its trick and Napoleon got a new lease of life. He was released unconditionally under mysterious circumstances, the cause of which is not known even today. The irony of all this is that this warlord called Napoleon was physically a deceptive type. He was extremely effeminate, good looking, beautiful, handsome, and stood only around 5'3" to 5'6" tall. Nobody who would see Napoleon at a first glance would ever believe that this guy was a warlord. However, Napoleon was on the ride of a stupendous success. He began winning battles after he was promoted to the post of general in the French army. So much so that he soon became a star of sorts and the public began hailing him as the savior of the French public. More was in store for him on the success side. At the time when Napoleon was born in Ajaccio, Corsica on 1769, one girl who was already 6 years old by then was living in a French colony in the French Guiana. She was a French woman brought up in that area, and the community to which she belonged was called Creole. This lady's name was Josephine. More about her later. Let us concentrate on Napoleon now. Napoleon began his career as a corporal, later became a general, and because of his excessive stardom, he became the first consul of the French government. Later, his ride towards success, which was continuing ceaselessly because of a particular genius, possessed him, and then it happened. What exactly happened was Josephine, who was a Creole, went to a soothsayer who was an African to show her palm to this lady. This lady looked at her palm and then went into a trance. This lady told Josephine, "Your husband will become an emperor of France." Josephine laughed and she was skeptical. Nevertheless, she married a person called Beauharnais. This Beauharnais, who was also a French soldier, went to Napoleon and began serving in Napoleon's army. Through grapevine, Napoleon came to know about what Josephine had been told by the soothsayer. Fortunately or unfortunately, Beauharnais was killed in a battle. Nobody knows how. However, when Josephine, who was already a mother of two, went to Napoleon to get her dead husband's sword as a memory, Napoleon saw her, took her to an anteroom, and proposed marriage to Josephine, who was 6 years older than him. Lo and behold, as soon as Napoleon married Josephine, he was a cadet to be considered for emperor's post in France. It was Josephine's luck which catapulted Napoleon towards this kingly position. In 1799 or so, he became a Republican Emperor of France. More was to follow. This guy went on winning around 100 battles, and soon he had become an international legend and star. Everybody looked at him with awe and reverence. But ultimately, because Josephine could not give him an offspring of his own, Napoleon divorced her and married the Princess of Austria, one Mary Louise. However, here his luck began to fall. So much so that he began taking decisions which are wrong, right, left, and center. He tried to invade Russia, was defeated, imprisoned, and then sent to an exile in an island called Saint Helena, where he died 6 years later at the age of 53. That is, Napoleon did so much within a matter of 53 years. His own mother was alive and she outlived him by 20 years. Napoleon's case tells us that coming events cast their shadows before. More is to follow in this particular proverb and its analysis. We will discuss about it in my next video. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this subject. Please give me your own priceless opinions, thoughts, and ideas so that I may keep reminding you of my other videos. Till we meet next time in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.